Hi, this is Todd Baker, your certified mortgage planner, and today I want to talk to you about a question I get literally every day of the week. So I thought I'd make a video, put it out there, and have something I could use to also send out as an educational piece. So that's what this is about. We're going to talk about credit inquiries, hard inquiries versus soft inquiries, how they impact your score, and I'm going to back it up with some information from Experian. They have some good information about inquiries. So basically, here's what I tell people. Number one, when you are going to do a home loan, you have to run the first step is you complete a loan application, and then you're going to have your credit ran. And that's super important because the first thing I want to establish is that the credit scores used by mortgage lenders, we use a mortgage tri-merge report, and there is a mortgage FICO score. And what it is, it's called an algorithm. It's basically a mathematical score used for mortgage credit scores. There is a different one used for vehicles and a different one used for credit cards. And even though it's the same credit history, the scores can vary. So for example, if you go to Credit Karma or a similar application, which those are great free tools to monitor your credit, those scores are not going to be the same as a mortgage. In fact, generally speaking, they're 40 points roughly higher than your mortgage FICO. Although I've actually seen the opposite. Sometimes if you have a lot of credit card debt, your mortgage score will be higher than the Credit Karma. So it depends what's on your credit score. So it's absolutely imperative. So as a mortgage planner, for me to give you accurate information, meaning have I looked at your credit? Have I made sure there's no significant derogatories? Do I have your debt ratio calculated correctly? There's certain loan programs that you have to include certain payment calculations for collection accounts and student loans, depending on the program, that very few lenders do correctly. The worst thing you want to do is not have accurate information. So you want to not only have your credit ran, but it needs to be analyzed correctly. So you need to analyze it for significant derogatories, for debt ratio purposes, because your debt ratio will impact how much you can purchase, right? And then also what your actual score is, so you get the correct pricing. Most mortgage pricing is based on credit score in the marketplace each day. So that being said, it's imperative that you run credit. Now, the difference between a hard inquiry and a soft inquiry is on a hard inquiry, it actually is going to show up as an inquiry on your credit report. Whereas on a soft inquiry, it doesn't. So soft inquiries are done like before we actually close a loan, right before we close, we'll do a soft inquiry to make sure you haven't added any new debt. That's why, like when I'm doing a loan, right up front, I tell people, don't charge your credit cards more than how you normally use them, or go buy a car or a refrigerator or anything like that, or anything for the house yet, because we don't want to impact your debt ratio. So let me go over and show you this is the hard versus soft inquiries on Experian. And it talks about what impacts your credits. Let me back the screen up. Okay, so the first thing I always tell people is that the factors that affect your credit score, okay? Payment history for loans, that's huge. That's like the number one thing. So I always get people say, oh, I don't want to run my credit and hurt my credit. No, inquiries have almost no impact on your credit. We're going to talk about that a little more. What impacts your credit is you want to make timely payments. The last 12 to 24 months for mortgage FICOs are heavily weighted on your payment pattern. So you always want to make sure your payments are made on time. Next thing is a huge one. It's credit utilization rate. The optimum amount is 30%. Let me tell you what that means. It's talking about revolving accounts. That's credit cards. So for credit cards, you want to keep your credit utilization rate 30% or below of the credit line. So what that means is if you have a $1,000 credit line, try to keep your usage to $300 or below. That's the 30% amount. Okay, so next is type and number of age of credit accounts. So if you've got newer accounts, it has a positive impact. Like if you're just establishing credit, a newer account has less of an impact. One thing about the age of accounts, when you do pay your credit cards to zero, let's say you get out of debt, a lot of people say, oh, just cut them up, never use them again. Don't cut them up. Put them in a safe, set them aside, have the discipline not to use them. But if you have credit cards you've had for a long time, those are really good for your score. So it's usually good not to close them. Just leave them zeroed out. Public records are a big thing. So it says such as bankruptcy, but it's judgments, it's tax liens. Those have a huge impact. especially judgments in bankruptcy or foreclosures. Those are the significant derogatories that have a huge impact. And then it does, how many credit accounts recently opened. But then it says number of inquiries. There it is finally. So it's at the very bottom. So let's look at this. Okay. What has the most influential? Payment history and credit cards, right? Highly influential. Total debt and amount owed. Just like I just said, moderate. Length of credit history, less influential. New credit and credit card mix. If you notice, they don't even think it's that influential. So let's do a little bit deeper dive real quick into the inquiries, and I'll show you what I mean. So for hard and soft, we already went over that, but I just want to show you, too many inquiries can be concerning, but it's really, from a mortgage point of view, we just want to make sure there's no new debt that's not on your credit. Sometimes you can have a new debt that takes 30 or 60 or 90 days to show up on your credit. So that's all we're making sure there's no new debt. That's our only concern as far as home loan. But the other thing I always tell people, when you're shopping for a home loan or you're shopping for a car, multiple inquiries for FICOs are coded as one hit, which is basically zero impact on your score. I've ran what-if simulators, which I have access to, and I could tell you when your inquiries hurt your score when you have like 30 or 40 inquiries in a 90-day period. And then it might drop at 10 or 15 points. That's it. So the rule is this. The rule is only run your credit when you need to. So when I'm doing your credit, when I want to do an analysis, even if some other banks already looked at it, and let me tell you what loan officers are going to tell you, don't run your credit without calling me, because they don't want you to get any advice. I might give you a better loan program. I might have a special program that's better. I might have better advice. You might like working with me better. They don't want people talking to other lenders. So they tell you this for fear purposes, but it even says right here, credit scoring models do consider the possibility that you're rate shopping for the best loan deal available and will consider multiple inquiries for a certain kind of product, such as a car loan or mortgage, in a short period of time as a single inquiry. So there it is right there. There's your proof. So anyways, the bottom line is only run your credit when you have a need. Getting a mortgage loan, getting a car, maybe you're applying for a credit card. Those are needs. But don't run it willy-nilly, because you can use Credit Karma and similar type applications to monitor your credit history to make sure nothing bad hits. And it is a pretty good indicator sort of where things are going. So if you like the way I do my videos, if you like my approach, if you like my passion for educating you, know that I will take great care of you buying or refinancing your home. It's what I love to do, is help people create wealth in real estate. Just reach out to me and we would love to help you out. Thanks so much and have a great day.